Hey, DoubleAlphaLive here, and today I've got something a little bit special for you. 2022 is a big year as TwitchCon is finally returning. If you're like me, you may have never been to TwitchCon before, so I did an interview with one of my close friends to find out a little bit more about the convention. If you enjoy this video, make sure that you like and subscribe, and if you do find this helpful, let me know in the comments below. But anyways, let's get down to business. So Ravers, good to have you here today. Of course, if you're a regular in my community, you'll know who Ravers is, and for a lot of you, this will be a face to a name, but for those who don't know you, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So hello everybody. My name is Ravers. You can see me in Alpha's chat a lot of times. I just want to say I've been on Twitch since 2015. I was a streamer. I don't stream anymore. Well, I don't. Sometimes I stream, but it's like
Very
a rare
rarely,
occasion.
very rarely.
Yeah, it's very rarely. But yeah, otherwise I keep myself occupied with games like Overwatch, Animal Crossing, and Pokemon. And when I'm not gaming or in stream chat, I'm in the gym getting those gains.
I was gonna say, very safe to say it's either games or gains with you, really, isn't it?
Oh yeah, exactly. That's it.
That's the way to be. Now, I didn't just bring a random member of the community on to talk about this. There is a special reason why I asked you. You've been to TwitchCon before, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've been to 2 TwitchCons so far. So Amsterdam will be my third.
Nice.
I attended TwitchCon in Long Beach, California in 2017 and in Berlin in 2019. For Amsterdam, like this one, I was on the advisory board in December 2019. But of course, we all know COVID happened and things got delayed by a couple of years.
Yeah, but we're finally here at last,
Yeah, true.
which is going to be good. So safe to say I have a bit of an expert on today then. So Ravers, how about we start with an introduction to the event? For those who haven't been to TwitchCon, which is myself included, what is it and what can people expect?
So TwitchCon is like based on everything that has to do with Twitch. There's meet and greets, the loot cave, which is interesting because you can get that Twitch merch, which you can't find really online. You mostly have like you also have Twitch Rivals, so it's a big competition of a certain game. I believe in Long Beach it was H1Z1, and I'm not sure, but I think in Berlin it was Counter-Strike.
Okay.
Not that it matters. And of course you have the expo hall where there's multiple stands of streamers, viewers, and game developers, and everything else like Gillette, for example, will be in the expo hall.
That's a nice one. But it does sound really good. So I want to give a little bit of a chronological order to all of this. So how about we start at the pre-event, basically where we're at right now. What should people be doing before they get on the plane, get in the car, however they're traveling to TwitchCon?
Yes. So there's like a difference, I would say, between if you're in Europe, like located in Europe, or if you're outside of Europe. Like, first of all, if you're outside of Europe, it's best that you're fully vaccinated. Otherwise, you will just be denied access to the Netherlands.
Yeah, I think for me, it's been I've had to get 2 vaccines and a booster, and that's how I got in. So it's very much you do check your local country's requirements, but generally it will be if you've got 2 vaccines and a booster, you should be pretty good to go.
Yeah, if you're from inside of Europe, you shouldn't be worried about the vaccinations. Of course, it's better that you have them, but if you don't, it's not a problem. Also, always make sure your ID or your passport is still valid and you have all the documents for traveling to the con and the con itself. I would even say like medication, like some airports, the dogs that search for drugs, they react to insulin sometimes. So it's always good to carry prescriptions for medication. And also, like one of the biggest things that I would say is take a bit of money in the local currency with you. Like the Netherlands, it's euros. So if you're coming from Great Britain, the United States, or somewhere else in the world, it's always nice to have a bit of cash money. And for example, if your card doesn't work.
That's very, very true. And as you say, you mentioned the whole ID and the passports, for example. I know that is required for you to even get into the con in the first place because they ask for valid ID to go with your like confirmation, your QR code. So make sure you do have that with you. Of course, if you are flying, you're gonna have to have a passport anyway, so you're pretty safe. But if you are able to do it like within Europe, make sure you have some ID with you.
Make sure you're on time at the airport.
Yes, make sure you're on time at the airport, especially in the UK right now. We're all having issues with it. Get there early. But hopefully by then, we'll all be fine. Now, this is something we spoke about that I think will be really helpful for others to know. And I know that Twitch are talking about this a little bit on socials. There are a few rules when it comes to actually entering the venue, right?
Yeah, so when you get your badge on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday with the QR code, you need to make sure that your badge is always visible because security can ask to show it. There's no pets allowed unless it's a service animal, of course. Bags can be bigger than 12 inches by 12 inches by 6 inches. Why they do it in the metric measurements, I'm not sure if that's the one.
They picked the one that Europe don't use,
yeah,
basically, which was
yeah,
weird.
it's weird that they picked that one. So the bag has to be 12 inches by 12 inches by 6 inches. But another thing that they communicated today is that it can be a backpack. So if you have a bag that's within those measurements, but it's a backpack, it will still not be allowed, which is really weird to me. But oh well. Anyway, if you bring any bag, like a fanny bag or something, your bag will be checked, and chances are that we have to go through metal detectors, like we had to do in the last TwitchCons. And yeah, of course, you have the usual rules: no weapons, no fireworks. You can check the Twitch entry form on the site, what the requirements are for entry and what's not allowed.
Yeah, they've done a really good list, so if you don't want to check that out, I'll put that in the description for this, so at least you can see what you don't want to bring or what you can bring. But as Ravers says, general rule, no weapons, no fireworks. I think beyond that, you're pretty safe. So we've got through the door. We're ready to go. We've got our badge. We've checked in. We're all good. There's a lot going on right now. What do you think that people should do first?
So the beginning area where you enter, it's always hectic. Like there's a lot of people. There's people searching each other. So I would say, like, mostly there's a map. Take a look at the overlay. Decide what you want to do first, where you're going. Yeah, and if you like have friends you're meeting with, make sure you let them know based on the map where you want to meet, so that you aren't searching for each other in the entry hall, because that will be pure chaos.
One thing that's really good about Twitch is the community. And of course, lots of people are going to meet up with their friends. What advice do you have for people who are looking to meet with their friends or maybe even their own community?
I would say mostly keep an eye out on Twitter or Discord. A lot of communities do a meetup somewhere during the weekend. It's either in the convention center or around, mostly around, I would say, because there will be people coming to Amsterdam that don't have tickets to the convention itself because they were pricey or some other stuff. So yeah, most communities post on Twitter or Discord where you can meet up with them. There's also some dedicated meetups during the convention, but you can check that also out on the side of TwitchCon.
Yeah. I know for us, well, for me in particular, the Pokemon Shiny Hunters meetup is happening officially, which is going to be so good. But yeah, as Raver says, check out the website. Again, link will be in the description. You can see the whole schedule there of what's going to go on. But coming back to the practical aspect of it all, we're all going to get hungry at some point. What's usually available at the event? Are there food stands in the venue? Do you have to go out for food? What's it like?
So in the venue, there's normally no food. There will be drinks inside, but normally outside on the courtyard and such, there should be food trucks or stands with the local food and drinks. So if you think about the Netherlands, there will be probably stroopwafel.
Of course.
So yeah, there's always the option to go like eat at those food trucks or stands, but it's not necessary. You can leave the con and re-enter whenever you want. So maybe it's better to go into the city, find a place where it's a bit cheaper and you can find the exact same stuff.
Very, very true. And I know for the convention center in Amsterdam, it is linked very closely to the train station, so you'll be able to get there in and out really quickly. So if you do want to visit Amsterdam city center through the day, that's going to be super easy for you.
It's beautiful. I would definitely recommend visiting it.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like there's definitely going to be moments where everyone's just going to go out, and I think the evenings are going to be quite fun for that as well. But we'll get back to the evenings later. Twitch, of course, they do provide a full list of what's going on throughout the weekend. We've spoke about it already. We've spoke about this idea that maybe your community will have a meetup, for example. But what would you say are the big things to look out for?
So I would say the expo hall is mostly the big one you want to visit. Like I said, I was on the TwitchCon advisory board for this TwitchCon, and we gave some feedback that they should have viewers have stands to sell their merch, figurines, cards, everything that you can purchase, because that was a thing in Long Beach, California, but it wasn't a thing in Berlin, and it was kind of disappointing that it wasn't there.
Yeah, that's interesting that they took it out, and then by your feedback that they are bringing it back. So it's good to see that they are really listening to people. And on the back of that long list of things that Twitch provides, what are you looking forward to, Ravers? What's the main things that you're going for?
So there's like some vendors or game developers, some brands like Gillette, for example, who gave little like goodies. Like I think in Berlin we got some razors, like of course safe packed, like not open razor.
Yeah, that'd be bad. That'd be real
razors.
bad.
Yeah, that would be real bad. Otherwise, there's like some things you have to do. Like it's a little game and you can like win bits or something to spend on your favorite streamers, so that's also always really fun. There's mostly a line for it though, so that's the and otherwise you have like great opportunities to try stuff. For example, in Berlin there was Sea of Thieves, who had a major update with the PvP battling system. I wasn't live in the game yet, but we could play it at TwitchCon, which was really cool.
And safe to say that was a good demo, because I know you're a massive Sea of Thieves fan now.
Yeah. I love Sea of Thieves. So it's a fun game.
Yeah, there you go then. But coming back to the point, like all large gatherings, the party doesn't stop when the official event ends. I believe the schedule ends at like 8 o'clock. But of course, there will be always people wanting to do things in the evening as well. Do you have any fun stories or advice, anything like that?
Yeah, okay. Like, the first advice I would want to give, if you need to grab a cab or a taxi, like don't like go out of the venue at 8 p.m. Everyone will be trying to take a taxi or a cab, and you will just not be able to get one. I would say if you want to like take a cab a little bit earlier or a little bit later, but not around the hour.
Yeah, not around the time when everyone leaves.
Yeah, true. And like what we used to do back in Berlin, I stay with a bunch of friends in the same hotel, so I think we were like with 15 people or something in total. And in the evening, we went for drinks, for food, and just discovering the city, because cities are very beautiful by night and a lot calmer than during the day. But yeah, you need to stay responsible, be safe, because Amsterdam has a lot of canals around it. Make sure you don't get too wasted and fall into those.
Yeah, and I think Amsterdam has got a nice life to it, let's put it that way. So as always, stay safe and responsible. And if you are going to try anything for the first time, make sure you are staying exceptionally safe. You know what I'm talking about. But anyways, now I think there's sometimes a bit of a misconception when it comes to TwitchCon, that it's only for streamers and it's designed for streamers. But you and me both know that's not the case. If someone isn't a streamer, maybe they're a mod or a member of community, how can they make the most of the event?
Well, I would say it's not focused on streamers at all. Like, you have a little section that's focused on streamers, like getting sponsorships and such. but and the panels, of course, which will give you information on how to do something. But otherwise, I would say it's mostly based on viewers and moderators and the whole community in general. To be honest, there's a lot of things to do, where you don't have to be a streamer for, like the games, the competition that's going on. There's a lot of information for viewers themselves who maybe are thinking of starting to stream, who didn't start streaming yet. So it's basically for everyone.
TwitchCon, of course, will be bringing a wide variety of people together, and a lot of people will go together as a group. But some people, they might be coming on their own, maybe to see the friends or just to experience the con itself. Do you have any tips for any solo travelers?
When I traveled to Long Beach, California, I was a solo traveler. I met up with friends there, but like I was going alone. I was staying alone at a hotel. I was traveling alone to the convention. So I would just say enjoy, experience it all. It's a new, for most of us, it's a new country to visit. Uh, there's new food, new drinks. There's so much you can do. There's so much you can go see. Um, Outside and inside the convention, you'll automatically start conversations with people you don't know, or you might know, but you don't realize you know each other from somewhere. So yeah, it's definitely like take your time, enjoy experience. Now, I would say if you have anxiety, I would say make sure you have like a way to escape from all the things happening to the crowd. Make sure you are paying attention to that.
Ravers, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you today. But if there was one piece of advice you'd give to everyone who is going to TwitchCon, what would it be?
Make sure you wear deodorant and shower.
Yes.
There's a lot of people in the same place you don't want to smell.
Yes,
So.
very much so. Make sure you're all showering, using deodorant before, maybe even during, and after as well. But we should all be good.
If you're using during, make sure it's like a roller, not an aerosol.
Yeah, they won't let aerosols in, so be careful with that one as well. But make sure you are using it. Well, I think that's everything today, Ravers. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in Amsterdam. So that's it for today. If you did enjoy this video, make sure that you subscribe. And if you're going to TwitchCon Amsterdam, make sure you come and say hi. I'd love to meet some of you. Until next time, take it easy, and I'll see you soon.